What is going on, guys? Slevtek here, and welcome to another episode of Slevtek's Roundtable, where we get a little bit of a further insight into who streamers are on and off a camera. Today, we have a man that I just met, no joke, like 24 hours ago. His name is CDNLimes, also known as CDNLimes. How you doing, brother? What's going on?
Yo, what's good, my man? How you doing?
So the way that we met was kind of different than what most people, or at least most of the guests that I've had on the podcast. We ran into each other through Blackout, like in game, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Run me through it.
I was running some regular duos, and we rolled up on this team. They were on top of a building. Dude jumped down, laser beams me. Like, I think popped me 4 shots. Damn, boom, 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 down. I was like, that was insane. Like I didn't even see this coming. So I saw TTV the name. We came by, we checked it out, and it was this man right here, Slevtek, and the energy in the stream was just intense. We're like, I gotta stick around.
Yeah, dude. And then literally the next day, you came in and you raided me with with 10 people coming in. It was a pretty hefty raid. I really appreciated that. And then you guys stuck around for a while, and I just loved like the vibe that you guys brought with you, you know. And
oh, absolutely, man.
That's how I knew that I was like, all right, this is a guy that I want to get on the podcast. You know, you've definitely shown that you've put in the work to get to like 10 people that will go with you to raid, you know? So you had that kind of respect there immediately. And then just how you kind of handled yourself inside of like my chat was amazing. You know, everybody loved you. And so I was like, all right, we gotta get him on. I need to know what this guy's story is. I need to know all about him.
Well, thank you, man. It means a lot. We spend a lot of time and effort and energy building a community on Twitch, and every one of our streamers do, right?
Yeah.
We want to build that community where, you know, everybody's close and everybody feels like family. Everybody's good, right? And that's what I've spent all my time focusing my energy on in my channel. And the people that came over in that raid are like some of like the most diehard, loyal Twitch followers that I've ever met in my life.
It's right? Insane. It's amazing. It's amazing that you've curated this community, and it's not just yourself. Everybody plays their part inside of your community, just like mine, you know. But you were the first of the community. You know, you were the one that created it, and then you watched it kind of build. You know what I mean? And
exactly.
So to see that is so fulfilling, just from a content creation standpoint. Is like you have that impact.
Oh, 100%. And you know, at the same time too, though, I've had a handful of supporters from quite literally day one. Like the first time I turned on my camera and I got on stream, I've had 2 or 3 people that they came and watched those like incredibly awkward, bumbling first stream. Like, you know
yeah, where you have the butterflies, your like pits are sweating, and you're like, oh my god, what do I say? Yeah, I know.
And you get that first person to chat who's like, hey, what's up? And you're like, oh, hi. How are you? My name is Jeff. Hi, how you doing? You know, so like those people, they stuck through it. Like, I don't know what the heck they saw at the beginning or why they stuck around or what, but they've been there since day one and they're still there today.
Yeah. So what was day one for you? How long have you been streaming for?
So I've had a Twitch account for just over 5 years now. I dabbled in streaming back when it first came out, like a stream here and there, and nothing really serious, like really relaxed. In about May of this year, I decided I'm going to do this as kind of a regular occurrence. So I did it as well as my full-time job.
Gotcha.
And I did usually 2 to 3 streams a week, had roughly a set schedule. Excuse me. You know, it kind of started taking off. Last month, beginning of February, so this month, end of last month, we went full-time. So I stream. I have a set stream schedule every single day from set times to set times. We stream for between 8 to 12 hours a day.
Same, man. Are you doing any content on YouTube, or is Twitch your main?
Twitch is my main right now.
Okay.
YouTube is the next step. In fact, I was literally just talking to somebody today about the next step for YouTube. I got somebody in mind who's going to be doing some of my editing.
Okay. So you're going to outsource your editing then?
Yeah, to a friend of mine. A friend of mine who's going to do it like pro bono, kind of as like a get your name out there kind of thing. So they'll do all the editing and stuff. They get credit at the end of the videos and in the comments and stuff. The description stuff. But yeah. So. Dude, that's
insane.
It just feels like too much sometimes to be able to like to manage your stream, get all your content for that, and do the YouTube thing. Like I don't know how some people do it. Like I don't know how you yourself do it.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot. Like right now, not to like boast or kind of talk about everything that goes into it, but I've got the podcast going on right now. So we have 3 episodes coming out every week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Then I am wanting to upload YouTube videos, but because of the podcast, it's kind of gone to the wayside.
Yeah.
You know, on content, because technically I am posting these podcasts, which are videos. You know,
Yeah.
but then also like streaming, I stream like 3 different games, kind of branching out a little bit. But with the new Modern Warfare Battle Royale coming out, I'm gonna be all up on that, making content. So it's gonna be crazy.
I'm feeling you, man. Like the biggest struggle for me when it comes to like posting like content on YouTube, the reason I haven't done it is because like you got to download your clips.
Yeah.
And either you go through your previous streams and you pull out all your stream
Well,
markers.
how do you what kind of capture card do you have?
Elgato HD60.
Okay. Could you, in theory, upgrade your graphics card? Are you in like a
My
position
capture
where you
card?
can? Yeah.
Not at the moment. So on part of that too, why I went full time, there's another bit of a story behind that.
Okay.
I got laid off from my job recently.
Gotcha.
So streaming is my full-time income right now. So what I'm making from it is paying bills, and when it starts getting to the point where paying bills is comfortable, then I can start looking at upgrading stuff. But
I highly suggest, man, getting the Elgato HD 60 4K one.
Yeah.
Because that one, it'll allow you to capture and like stream off of it, but the 4K one that goes into your computer actually has an option built into it where you can use it on multiple applications. So you can send it to, like, let's say if you use Streamlabs OBS, you can have it recording there, but then you can also have like the actual Elgato software up, and then on your Stream Deck, just press like record last 20 minutes so you can get that full gameplay, and it's raw 4K footage, so it's perfect for uploading to YouTube. I don't personally have it, but that's like my next upgrade that I want to get.
That would definitely make it a lot easier, because right now it's I got to go back into Twitch. I got to go through my past broadcasts, find my stream markers, go in, pull the clips I want, download them, edit them, and then re-upload them to YouTube.
Exactly.
So there's a lengthy process involved in it. And it's at this moment in time, it's just like I just don't quite have all the time I need.
100%. No, I completely understand that. And there's a lot of people don't understand how much time actually goes on behind the scenes of being a content creator and being a streamer. So it's a lot on the table, and it's a lot of balls that you're juggling in the air, and and there's only so many you can juggle.
A lot of people think you just get online, you turn your game on, you hit record, and away you go, you're done. But I mean, there's a lot of prep that goes into a lot of your streams and stuff like that too. A lot of people do giveaways. I've got custom commands and stuff that any followers can use that pull up GIFs and images and audio clips and so on and so forth. And you got to create your overlays, your transitions, your emotes, your everything else you use. Exactly. So there's a lot that goes into them.
Exactly. So have you always been a Blackout streamer? Is that how you first got into the scene, or what did you kind of start with?
So I've always been a Call of Duty fanboy, period. Call of Duty fanboy from day one. Like I started back on the MW, the original MW, back in the day. Right. So, and I followed it all the way through there. I had a little stint on AW where I kind of was like, couldn't do it. Yeah. But when I first started streaming, I didn't know what I wanted to do. So I played some Blackout. I played some Shadow of Mordor back in the day. Yeah. Hold on here. I think my PC went to sleep mode. It did. Played some Shadow of Mordor back in the day. We did some Outlast. Went through.
Oh my god! Like okay, can we talk about Outlast for a second?
Absolutely.
Do you like scary games?
Scary games scare the shit out of me, bro.
Thank you. Okay, the same here, bro.
Like, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it, man. You put on a scary game, and I am going to crap my pants. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
Yo, I love it. So I have a segment on my stream every Thursday. It's called Thriller Thursday. Where we play.
I checked out your YouTube for that too.
Yeah. I need to upload way more videos on the actual Thriller Thursdays. But we just started Resident Evil 7. Oh, that game is scary because it's got great graphics, and it's just a whole nother level. I've finished Outlast 2, and dude, like I am probably the worst person to play scary games, but also the best person for reactions.
No, I'm in the exact same boat. Last Halloween, so I haven't really played a scary game since Halloween that just passed.
Okay.
So for my Halloween stream on Halloween night, I played Until Dawn.
Okay.
And it's not like a super scary game.
I haven't heard of it. I think I've heard of it, but what's it about?
Oh, you got to check it out. So it's okay. You're a group of kids. You play a whole bunch of different people. You're a group of kids. You go up to this cabin in the woods that was like an annual tradition until the year previous, where 2 of your friends were murdered or killed or died.
Naturally.
You don't really know. Yeah, you don't really know exactly
Okay.
how they died at first. That comes out later. But you play this whole group of kids and you kind of switch between each characters, and there's like a love triangle thing going on and some other stuff that happens. But there's a lot of like folklore around like Native Americans in these mountains.
Okay.
And they start talking about how the spirits get trapped on this mountain and they get remanifested as something else. And I don't want to go too much into it in case anybody who watches your podcast here wants to play it.
I appreciate that.
These spirits get manifested into something else, and you don't find this out to the end. But on top of it too, there's a twist. You think it's just these spirits or this whatever's going on here, but there's more to it. Okay. So there's a plot twist, and there's a lot of jump scares and stuff. So you got to come from both sides.
Oh man, dude, and that's the thing. Like Outlast, I played Outlast 2 because it was free on the PlayStation Marketplace, and we did a playthrough of that. And I didn't play the first one, but they weren't like super related from what I had heard. But the worst part was it was located in Arizona. You know, and that's the state that I live in. And so I'm like, dude, this is hitting way too close to home. I could drive an hour north and I could probably find this little town that they're talking about, you know, this little coal mine town. Exactly. And it's just like, oh, dude, like Arizona, people think that it's just a desert. Like you have your cityscape, you know, but you go a little north, you go a little south, you're going to hit that desert. And that's actually what, there's some weird people out there, you know?
Yeah. I have a buddy of mine who lives out in Arizona. He's told me some stories.
Yeah. No, it's insane, man. I'm not a fan of the scary games, but the viewers love it, you know? And I love it going back and watching it again. I will laugh watching my own content because I'm a narcissist. But
you kind of have to watch your own content, right? Doesn't every streamer do that?
You would be surprised, man. You would be surprised. A lot of people don't, and I think that it's a way to audit how your performance is.
Exactly, you know? and grow as a streamer too, right? Like see where you could have reacted differently to something, or how you could handle something differently, or how you could have had maybe more energy or less energy, or how chat reacted to what you did as well. Because I mean, in the moment too, like especially with a lot of fast-paced games, like you play some Blackout and stuff like that. So there's times where it can be intense, and the moments can be just rolling, like you're just going. You go back and watching, like, wait a minute, I kind of brush this off, and maybe this person was, looking to have more of a conversation about this. Maybe, I should watch for these cues and kind of stuff. Like, there's little things you pick up on. Yeah,
no, definitely, and it's always, I think that it's always paramount if you want to be a successful streamer. Like, you're doing this full time now, so you know more than anybody. You have to constantly audit yourself. That doesn't mean you have to constantly change, but you have to constantly have a pulse on like what your stream is, how the community's receiving your content, how the community themselves are acting and reacting to what you're saying, you know? Like for me, my community is number one. I'm a firm believer that if I focus on building the community, the money will come second, you know? It'll 100%. Come in later, you know? But it's all about building that community, trying to build a foundation that will hold the test of time. You know, through the years of however large you grow, you're still going to have those core values inside the community. And that's why people will continue to invest their time inside of your community.
Yeah. And as they invest their time, they're going to bring more people in. Other people are going to commit as well. And exactly that, like the dollar value, the financials, all that kind of stuff that comes in the end.
Yeah.
It's not the focus. It's the people in the community and like I said at the beginning, creating that family feeling.
Yeah.
And when you create that, that's when all that other stuff comes, and you worry about that later.
Exactly. So how long did it take you in streaming to realize that this is something that you wanted to do?
I think I always wanted to do it even before I started streaming. I think it was just kind of like a nervousness to even start it up. And once I started up, I kind of got hooked instantly. It was just like the first time somebody came into your chat and said something, you're like, I got one person watching me. Let's go.
Right? Isn't it crazy that when I first started, God, it was League of Legends. You know League of Legends?
Yeah.
I played that in Puerto Rico while I was living out there, and I played it so that I could like play with my buddy, like my high school buddy from Arizona. There's a way that like we could hang out. And there's a guy that was playing with us who was streaming, and he had gotten like a $10 donation. And I was like, wait a second. This guy's not as funny as me. Nothing against him, you know what I mean? But I was like, I'm funnier than this guy, and I'm better at this game than him. I was like, and he got $10? Somebody paid him $10? I was like, no way. And I was like, I gotta check this out. And so I started streaming, and that's kind of how I got into it, you know. And then it manifested into, like, at first I was in it for the money, but then I soon, after a couple of people came in and told me their stories and DMs and things of that nature and how I impacted them, it immediately shifted for me, not about the money, but more about the community.
People,
you know.
yeah.
But initially I was like, dude, this isn't interesting. You're telling me that I can play video games and people will watch me?
Yeah, that was insane. Like I said, when that first viewer came in, they were like, I'll be honest, one of the first people that ever actually came into my stream is somebody who's still in my stream on a regular basis, and somebody who actually grew into something a lot more.
Okay.
But used to come into my stream, and the only thing they would do is that Concha High thing, CONCHA High. It was just literally a little girl, like a little girl waving.
Oh yeah.
Little note. That's all they would come in and do. And like the second that came in, I was like, yes, somebody's watching. Let's go. All right.
It gets your heart going,
like,
you know? Like
yeah.
flow.
And like they didn't talk a whole lot at first, but they started talking more, and then I started talking more, and like I don't know, we just built that, and then we started talking and all that kind of stuff, and like people would come in and we would have conversations with everybody together, and like it just kind of grew and developed into something.
Yeah.
This community, the foundation of the community, and it was incredible, right?
That started out in May, you said, right?
May. Okay.
And so you haven't even hit your 1 year mark, right?
I have not hit my 1 year mark yet.
That's exciting, man. That's exciting.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to it. Like I said, I'm counting my my year mark as like the time when I officially started streaming. Like, I mean, if I go back and like I said, I look at my Twitch, I've had my account since 2014.
Yeah.
But yeah, May was when I officially started like streaming.
Yeah, I got you. I'm kind of in the same boat too. I started taking streaming serious, I would say, July or August of last year. That's when I made the transition. I used to stream on YouTube and would stream a decent amount of Blackout. I played World War II. I got heavy into. I was like one of the first Master Prestiges into World War II.
Jeez, yeah.
Search and Destroy, you couldn't touch me. It was just, no. I was dropping like 20 bombs every single day. It was ridiculous.
Play a lot of League?
I loved Ranked League. I never really streamed it after like the Puerto Rico time, but I haven't gone back and played it. It's too toxic for me, man. I became a horrible person. Like, I became like a POS playing that game.
You gotta rise above it, man. You gotta rise above it.
Dude, I don't know, man. The thing is like, you can do as well as you possibly can and still get screwed over.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And like with that, I used to be a professional swimmer, and like the reason why I was a swimmer is because I like individual sports where I can, like, if I win, it's on me. If I lose, it's on me. I don't want to have to blame anybody else. And so like that's like my biggest factor. I love basketball, but I don't know, man. I'm an individualized person.
You get that like last minute shot, and your buddy, your teammate misses it, and you're like, man, if I had had that, I'd have had that shot.
Yeah. Or if somebody just like, you know what, guys, screw this, and just leaves, you're immediately screwed. Like the game over. You're 9 times out of 10, you're not recovering from that, and it's horrible.
No, exactly.
Yeah. So I don't know. League for me, it'll hold a special place in my heart, but I refuse to go back to it because I respect my sanity. We'll say that.
Yeah. Oh, I hear you, man. I hear you. I'm kind of glad that there's I play some MW as well, so I'm kind of glad that even though there's been talk about bringing in ranked for MW, I'm really glad that there's no official confirmation or that it's probably not going to happen, because I just know that I'd get sucked into that hole and it would just turn into a downward spiral.
Yeah, dude, 100%. What about the Battle Royale? Have you kind of been keeping up to date with the...
Oh, of course I've been keeping up to date on the Battle Royale, man, but I mean, I'm waiting on... That's the thing, though. Like, they keep leaking things and, like, things keep coming out, but there's not been any confirmation from Infinity Ward or Activision that it's even happening.
But the one thing that I will say, have you been in Modern Warfare recently?
Yes, and the whole classified section, the intro clip where they have, the gas is coming. Come on, the gas is coming. That line.
Dude, I'm telling you, I got my hopes up like 3 months ago when stuff started to get released, and leaked.
When they released the map?
Yeah.
Did you see the actual map where it was like it had turbine over here and this, that, and the other? And you're like, oh my God, it's coming.
I got so excited, and then nothing. And I was like, dude, this is the last time I'm getting my hopes up for this game,
Mm-hmm.
And then this happened, and I'm like, people came into my stream. People were messaging me on Discord and Twitter saying, dude, check this out. It's confirmed. Da, 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 da. I'm like, guys, I'm not getting my hopes up until I get some confirmation from the actual developer. You know?
My point exactly. So on that note, though, I got a question for you. Do you think Activision and Infinity Ward are keeping it hush-hush on non-confirmation to build hype, or do you think that it's still completely unconfirmed? Like, what's your feel on it?
Honestly, personally, right now, I think that it's coming out 100%.
Okay.
Like, the reason I say that is because the classified, they're being so cryptic on it because it's now building hype.
Exactly.
You know? And people are like, Activision is legitimately striking a bunch of high-profiled content creators, and that's building more hype on top of it. So now everybody's talking about it, and now it's become this very ominous, like, what's gonna happen type deal. And when it launches, which could be Saturday the 15th, or it could be next week, it could be next month, whatever, I would say that it needs to happen within the next week, because there's been so much that has come out and shedded light upon that it would be the perfect timing from a marketing standpoint. But
I agree.
We'll see what happens, man.
They've built it up, they've let it go, they've built it back up again. Now if they let it go down again, I don't think they're going to bring back the people.
Exactly. But
this
is the one opportunity. And from what I've heard, it's not just like every ordinary battle royale. There's a lot more to it, which is very fascinating too. Mm-hmm. But from like a marketing standpoint, like I try to think of things in a business sense. It would make sense for them to release it now, because Modern Warfare's been out since November, right?
Yep.
And so they got some great Q4 projections based off the release of that. You know, they made it a lot of income, you know? Mm-hmm. And then now with the, 3 months have passed essentially, and now they're going into like Q1 of this year, and it's we're kind of like halfway through Q1, you know? Yep. And for those who don't know, that's quarter one. And in business, you have like the 4 quarters and the projections, and that's how you get a lot of investors and things of that nature. But the game's kind of died out a little bit recently. You know, it had a resurgence with the season 2 and everything that's around that, but that's also including the battle royale that's in it too. You know, so they're gonna have a very strong Q1 into a Q2 for Modern Warfare that's going to give them a lot of leveraging power inside of like as a business aspect.
Yeah, for a lot of investments and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
I think you're bang on with that, man. I think that if they don't release it in the near future, they're going to have an issue of people are just either one, going to be like, I'm done with it.
Yeah, I'm over
it. I've been built up. They were super hyped for it.
Yeah. How many times is my girlfriend going to cheat on me before I break up with her, right?
Right, exactly. You know, there was rumor that it was going to release early 2020, like beginning 2020. So people were starting to speculate like January 2020. Let's go. It's going to happen. Nothing happened. Yeah. And then there really wasn't anything. There was no more leaks. There was no more information. And then people kind of came back to it with season 2. That probably wouldn't have come back to it had it not been for that launch trailer or that intro trailer, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
That came out and like all the clues came back. All of a sudden it's trending again on Twitter. All of a sudden people are talking about it. Big YouTubers are talking about it. Twitch streamers are getting hype about it. You know, it's back. If they let it die again, I think it's done. I think they're not gonna get the same.
Yeah, it's the fool me once, you know.
Yeah.
Shame on you, fool me twice, shame on
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't get fooled again. Thanks, George W. Bush.
Yeah.
But
let's go.
No, man, I think now it's when it does release, because I'm a firm believer that it's going to release. I'm excited from a content creation standpoint. We get a new battle royale that there was a generation that came up, like the Spiros, the Bobby Poffs, and those guys that really solidified and paved the way for themselves inside of a battle royale community, you know, like a Call of Duty battle royale community. And now it's almost like a generation 2 that is going to come up and rise through the ranks. Now, Spiros and those guys are still going to be prominent. They're going to be the forerunners, you know, but we're still going to see others kind of break out and see some success with this new Call of Duty battle royale, you know?
Yeah.
And with it comes a lot of opportunity. And I'm just excited to play a new game and release new content in the form of like how-to videos. And like for me, sniping is like my biggest thing. you
Yep.
know, so to like release, like kind of almost to niche myself inside of like being a Modern Warfare Battle Royale sniper, I think is like the way that I'm going to approach the Battle Royale. You know?
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot depending on actually how they release this, because like you said, there's been talk and rumor that it's going to be something more than just like a battle royale. There's going to be more into it. And, like, I've heard rumors across the board that, you know, for example, they're going to have like score streaks in it.
Okay.
I don't know how they're going to do that, but I've heard the rumor, and I've seen it on Twitter quite a bit. I've heard that they're going to have like a plethora of attachments for every weapon.
Yeah.
So instead of like in Blackout right now, where you've got a foregrip, and that foregrip fits on your
Every
MOG,
weapon,
it fits on your ABR, it also fits on your Spitfire. Okay, well, they're going to have like the CBQ foregrip, they're going to have the Commando foregrip, they're going to have the da-da-da-da, and they're all going to be in the game, where there's going to be a good selection of them. So I'm wondering how much of like that concept too is going to, you know, factor into like the content creation, like you were talking about. Like you're a sniper. Well, the sniper, what stock works really well on the specific sniper that you prefer to use, the HDR versus the AXR 50, ARX 50,
Sure.
whatever.
All I know is if I get a Car 98 in my hands, game over.
Well, at that same time too, though, Car 98, how's it going to handle over like massive long range? Right now in multiplayer, we have a map that's only about 120 meters long. When was the last time in Blackout you sniped somebody less than 120 meters? Right? What's the bullet drop going to do? What's the damage profile going to look like at 200 to 300 meters?
What's the largest or the longest kill you've gotten in Blackout?
343 meters.
Nice. I think I'm like 575.
Yeah, I'm not really a sniper. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I respect it. We'll have to play, and then I'll snipe you AR sub.
I'll run a swordfish or auger kind of situation, like the mid range.
I got
like
you.
the mid range.
I respect.
And then I've been really digging on the switchblade lately. I don't know what's happened to it. I don't know whether it's just a change in my play style, but the switchblade is frying up close.
Yeah, no, dude, I've always used the switchblade. Like I'll go into solo duos, and then you have to have an extended mag on it for it to be,
absolutely, 100%.
for it to be reliable. But you get on the tricycle. That's what I call it, the trike.
Oh yeah.
And you just go. And the hitbox on that thing is so bad. So like you'll just run somebody over, and then you'll hop out and kill the other guy, and then hop back in and just keep going. Easy 20 kill games.
See, I'm not a vehicle killer. I honestly, it's like one of the little things, like, because I play a lot of solo duos too.
Sure.
It's one of the things that, like, in running solo duos, I hate when they roll up in a vehicle and try to run you over. It's like, get out of the goddamn vehicle and shoot. Right?
Yeah.
Like it bugs me so much. So, like, I almost never get in vehicles. I find them too loud, too noisy. They give away your position. And I mean, as much as I want to draw people into me at times too, I also want to draw one team in, not four.
Yeah. No, see, I think I've had it happen to me so many times that I've learned to just embrace it. Rather
You're just
than,
like, you know what? If they're gonna run me over,
if you can't beat them,
I'm
join
gonna run
them.
them over.
Exactly.
Let's go.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly. But no, man. So there's a lot of stuff coming out, and I'm excited for it. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun to kind of relive like the original Blackout days. You know, when we were finding stuff out, and that was like the most fun that I had with Blackout is when I was trying to figure the game out. You know.
Yeah, and I mean, most games have like this really interesting like start off cycle too, because there's always patches and updates and changes and so on and so forth. So I don't know if you remember the first time they started changing the armor around.
Oh yeah.
Right. So originally, like
pissed.
level 1, 2, and 3. Originally, they had like different damage reductions, different durabilities, number of plates that they required to repair were different.
Well, they didn't even have. I don't even think they had repair plates to begin with.
No, they didn't have repair plates to begin with. Once it broke, it was done. But I mean, like, then they introduced the repair plates, and then it was like different damage reductions. So one was like 30, one was 50, one was like 70, and one also gave you head protection. And then, like, and they just started tweaking it so much that it was like every gun started to feel like it handled differently too, because it would deal with armor differently.
Yeah, with like the ranges, depending on if it was a sub or an AR. Yeah.
Right, exactly. So like that Spitfire up close would shred and would just absolutely destroy armor at almost, you know, any point in time, except when the game first came out and level 3 was this god tier stuff, and it was like you could roll up on somebody with a Spitfire and they got level 3 and you're done anyway. Doesn't matter. You shoot first, you're dead. Doesn't matter.
I kind of like that though. I'm not gonna lie. I liked it because it allowed those who played aggressively to have that armor. You know, it really allowed those people, or if you got lucky and you stumbled upon it, great too. You know, but I hated the point when there wasn't any armor repairs, or even they had the armor repairs and it only did like for level 3 armor, it only did like half of a bar,
Yeah, you need to
armor
use like
repair.
10 plates,
Yeah.
but you can only carry 5 at a time.
Exactly. And then they mess with like the durability to where it would just like break after one gunfight, and you're like, what the hell, man? You know,
Yeah.
I loved it when it would last a while, you could repair it, you know, and then also like I just felt like those who had level 3 armor that stumbled upon it and then just hid the whole game had a fresh level 3 at the end of the game, you know,
Yeah.
and it totally favored the camper rather than supporting all playstyles.
Exactly.
That was my biggest issue with like
Yeah,
that.
I 100% too. That was the same conversation I had with me and the guys that I play with. Was that, you know, you get to that final circle, or you know, there's like 9 people left in the game. You know, 3 of them are camping in a building with level 3.
Yeah.
Somebody's hiding in a garage somewhere with level 3 and a Mog.
Yep. Just waiting.
Just waiting. You open the door, boom, you're dead.
I hate the Mog, bro. I hate the Mog.
Oh, it's the best gun in the game, man. What are you talking about?
Dude, I hate it. And whenever
that's total sarcasm, by the way.
when I use it though, I'm like I get like 6-7 hit markers on a guy. You know, when they use it, I get one tapped with level 3 armor, and I'm like, how does this even possible? You know?
I'm not gonna lie, man. I'll go off with the Mog, but I hate picking it up because it's just, to me, it's such a broken weapon.
Yeah. Well, I got the vehicles, you got the Mog, so we'll call it even.
Yeah, we'll call it even.
But how did you get into gaming, man? How old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm 33. I'm old as shit.
33? Yeah, you're not that old,
33.
bro. You're not that old. You are like
I'm old.
You're like
I'm kind of older in the gaming community.
You're mid-aged like streamer, because like I've had streamers on that are in their 40s, like late 40s, like on the podcast. So like, yeah, dude, you're like right in the middle. I'm a little baby.
When I first started gaming, it was really rare to see somebody in their 30s playing video games or streaming it or anything like that. It was all a bunch of like 18-year-old kids, you know, maybe pushing 23. And when they were 23, they were getting old. Like, I mean, you can even look at it back in like the YouTube days, right? Like look back then at the YouTubers, like, you know, Vanos Gaming, I'm sure you've heard of.
Oh yeah.
Right?
I love him.
When he first came out, 18 years old. Actually, he grew up in my hometown.
Really? Dude, I love his video where he's making fun of that knowledge guy, the Tao Lopez.
Knowledge.
Yeah, he's like, you know what I like better than my
books.
You know what I like better than this car? Knowledge. And then they go into like the linguini bikini. Yeah. Pretty funny.
Yeah, the whole Vanos crew, like back in the day, man, like they were like what, early 20s and so on and so forth. They're right around the same age as me, so they were like early 20s. They're still going at it, but I mean, back then when they came out, there was no 30-year-olds playing video games. There's no 30-year-olds streaming and stuff like that. So it still feels a little I don't know. I don't want to say strange, but it still feels a little like I'm at the end of the gaming cycle when it comes to age.
Sure, but I feel like now with just how culture is in general and where we're going, I play with people all the time that are like in their 40s and are loving life. Like they get off of work and they come home and we get a gaming session in. You know?
Yeah, absolutely.
Or like they have a legit job. Like one of my viewers, TP, he's like a very high up in a tech company. You know, and every single day that I stream, he's in his office. Homeboy has his own office. You know, he's doing really well. But he has me up on his second monitor, and he's just watching me as he does his work. You know, it's crazy how the ecosystem of gaming has completely shifted.
Oh, 100%. I got the same situation. One of my regulars sells. He, you know, he's an accountant for a major company that handles all the 7-Elevens in the U.S. Right, sits in his office and he's got me up on his computer watching my stream in the middle of the day. And like if I'm not streaming in the daytime, he's messaging me like, "Hey, where are you? I need something to watch." Right? It's like the culture has changed. The culture has
completely, and opportunities have risen because of it. You know,
100%.
And it's no longer like the top dogs are the only ones that can make a living off of it. You know, you don't have to be a big time streamer to make a living off of being a streamer or a content creator. You know,
right? You
just need a handful of people that love your content, support what you do, and that is definitely enough. You know, you don't need to have hundreds of thousands of followers in order to be able to make this your job.
No, and I mean, it really depends on where you're at in your life too, right? Like if you're an 18-year-old who's still living at home with his parents, I mean, a couple $100 a month is plenty of income, or plenty of like spending cash. You know what I mean? Like a nice little income. When you get older and so on and so forth, like that changes a little bit.
Most definitely.
Like being in my 30s, living on my own kind of thing, so on and so forth. I mean, I can't live off of
$300 a month.
$300 a month, right?
No, I got you.
Definitely a bit of a struggle, but
are you married? Engaged? Kids?
divorced.
Divorced? Okay.
Kids. Yeah,
Got some
divorced
kids?
with kids. I got
Okay.
kids. I got kids.
Nice. How old, if you're comfortable saying?
Yeah. No, I'll talk about anything, man. I'm an open book. I talk about it on stream all the time. So, my oldest is 10.
Okay.
My youngest is 4. I've got 5 total.
You got 5 kids? Are you Mormon?
No.
I'm just kidding. I always ask that question. Arizona's like known for like the
it's like Mormonville capital
is what we call it. Yeah. That in Utah they filtered down. But dang, man, that's crazy.
Yeah. 5
little kiddos.
Yes, sir.
How's that? Is that a lot?
How's that? It's a lot. It's a lot.
I'm sure.
It's crazy.
I'm sure it's a lot to kind of keep track of and make sure nobody dies.
Yeah, I mean, you know, sometimes you forget to feed them. No, you don't forget to feed them.
Yeah. No, that's.
But yeah, no, it's a lot. It's a lot going on.
How do you manage your time then? It seems like you've got.
I don't sleep.
You know, that's the trick.
No, that's the trick, man. Just don't sleep.
I got you.
I get like 3-4 hours of sleep a night. That's my jam.
Dude, I'm right there with you. Got 3 energy drinks like right here.
Yeah. Let's see one right here. Rockstar.
Okay, what's up?
Yep. Usually I'm a Monster fan, but it was what they had today, so I took that.
Yeah, I literally went to it's an Albertsons because I always look at like we have like Fry's, Albertsons, and like Fresh and Easy around us, and like 3 grocery stores, and I go to each one of them to see what best deals they have on their energy drinks.
You gotta do the shop, the two for $4 kind of deal. Yeah.
They had them like the Rockstars were $1 today. I was like, let's go.
Oh yeah, you gotta stock up on that, man. You gotta stock up.
I bought 16.
I would have bought more.
Well, they had a limit per 6, and so I did that. Okay, I'm not proud of this. Okay, we all have had our moments, but I went in, I bought 6, I went out to my car, put them back, then I came back, bought 6 more, and did that like 3 times.
Did you go to a different cashier each time?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, I would
have done that like 6 different times to like 6 different cashiers.
Nah, bro, Deborah was my homegirl.
Oh, she just had your back. Why didn't you just bring up like 20 of them and be like, just put them through at 6 at a time?
Well, no, because I wanted to like at least like respect what she had going on, you know.
Oh, okay. I mean, if she's gonna cut you a break, you gotta make it look like she's
right. You gotta work the system, and
just in case somebody's watching her, right?
Yeah, she's like, man, like, how often do you drink these? I was like, I don't want to talk about it, and she's like, do you think that it's healthy? I was like, I don't know. Is it healthy to be able to see sound?
I can feel my hair growing.
She just started cracking up, man. It was
super
like,
alert, super perceptive.
I almost shouldn't be allowed to go out in public because I just act a fool, like on the daily. You know, like what you see on my stream is legitimately me in real life.
Oh, I'm the same way. I'm the same way. I was in a car the other day and somebody made some comment about like, you know, being nervous or shy in the car, and I just like leaned my head out the window and I was like, "Hey, I like your shirt." They're like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "What's wrong?"
I love it, man. It's funny though because I'm an introvert by nature, you know, but I'm extroverted when I get out of the house, you know, if that makes sense.
No, absolutely. I growing up. I was a really overweight kid. Okay. So like I had a lot of self-confidence issues and a lot of self-esteem issues, and like I really wasn't comfortable in my own skin. I didn't talk in front of groups. If you had a group presentation in school, I didn't want to be doing it. Like I would almost take the 0 and not have to do it.
Right.
I hated being in front of groups.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, 100%. I was so self-conscious. And since I started streaming, it's kind of like that's gone away. I'm like, you know what? People are gonna laugh. If people are gonna laugh at me, I'm gonna make them laugh at me because I'm funny.
Yeah.
Or I'm entertaining. So just embrace it and let's go. You know what I mean? Just
roll
get
with
at it. 100%, exactly.
100%. I didn't have a fear of talking to people until I did.
Yeah.
And like for me, I was always like very confident. And then there was a point where I told you I was a professional swimmer, but I was 16 and we had like our swim banquet. Yeah. And it was in front of like 400 people. And they came up to me like with less than 5 minutes notice saying, "Hey, here's a piece of paper. You need to introduce your coach." And I'm like, I'm good if I can ad lib, you know, like if I can just talk. But if you give me a piece of paper and like 5 minutes notice, I'm like, what? And then I overthink things. And then I got up and it was the first time I've ever had it happen. And if anybody's talked in front of an audience, they know, like I got up and immediately like I froze, you know, legitimately froze. I started to get hot. And then next thing you know, like I try to like read the piece of paper, and next thing you know, like the outsides of like my vision started to feel like it was closing in on itself, and like it took me, no joke, like 2.5 minutes to get through like 3 sentences. It was the most embarrassing thing that I've ever done, you know?
Like you're stumbling over each word.
Exactly.
Oh.
Exactly. Yeah. It was so bad. And so I had that fear from the age of 16 all the way up until, God, I was 20. And my sister asked me to ordain her and her now husband at their wedding. So I essentially married them, you know?
Okay.
And I like had to sit, like I was the person that everybody like was listening to, and I was like, do you take her to be your lawfully wedded like wife? Da 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 da, you know? And up until that point, literally, I didn't know if I was gonna freeze or not. I was just like, you know what? This is like a personal challenge for myself. This is a defining moment. I'm gonna figure this out, you know? And sure enough, it went great, you know? It would have been hilarious if it went horrible. That'd be a great story too, but
I mean, I think in that situation, whether it goes amazing or it goes horrible, either way, it's gonna be one of the it's gonna be a great wedding story, right?
Yeah.
Either it's this super sweet, like, you know, my brother married us kind of thing, or it's gonna be this hilarious story about how you just froze up and messed everything up
and ruined the wedding.
Burst out laughing, right? Either way, it's a fantastic story. So you really had nothing to lose. You really had nothing.
No, yeah, only gains there, but. It was.
I mean, maybe a little bit of self-respect you might have lost, but I mean,
I've never had that to begin with. But no, man. After that point, I was like, okay, my fear of like public speaking is completely out the window now. I can talk to anybody, especially like large crowds. I don't get nervous anymore. But it was just that fear. You have that one bad encounter, and the next thing you know, you harbor this fear. Weight is on your shoulders at all times. You know.
Yeah. I feel like that I don't want to say anxiety, but that feeling comes back every once in a while. I got rated a couple months ago by a bigger streamer, ended up with like 296 people in my chat.
Oh, that's what's up.
And it was almost overwhelming. It was almost like like that. It almost came back for a minute, and it's like you got to kind of like recenter, like focus back on it, and just have fun with it again.
Yeah.
But
no, and like for me, it's crazy to think. People will knock, like I've had a couple, like you get those toxic people that are like, oh dude, you only have 10 viewers, like stop streaming, this and that, you know. Now I'm pulling bigger numbers, but when I did have those guys come in, I would always say like, dude, put 10 people in a room right behind you watching you play a video game. That's a pretty decent number, you know. That's like half of a classroom watching you play a video game. You know, exactly. That's insane. You know, even if that's one person that's actually watching you play a video game, that's insane.
Oh yeah, exactly. That's what I was talking about when I first started streaming. You had that one viewer and you got like super excited. It was like, there is one person, whether it's 100, whether it's 1,000, whether it's one, there is somebody out there who wants to watch you play that game at that moment, or talk, or whatever.
And they could watch anybody else in the world. They could watch the pros. They could watch the people that are the top of their game, you know, everything like that. But they chose to watch a no-name, a nobody, and build a relationship with you, you know?
Exactly.
It's insane.
So, you know, I play a lot of MW Gunfight, and that happens a lot, because we got TTV in our clan tag, right? Of course, right? And I play with another fellow streamer of mine, like she's like my regular go-to player, and we get it from both sides. We get it, oh, you're TTV, you must suck.
Or you're a girl.
Okay. Or with her, go make me a sandwich. And it's like, what does that have to do? One, what does that have to do with a video game? And two, like, calm down, like chill. Like, what's your problem?
Yeah. And it's also like, three, hold my sandwich and watch me kill you, you know?
Oh, that's usually what happens. What happens.
Yeah.
We usually mess around when we play. Like, we just have fun, talk to chat, and so on and so forth, and whatnot. But when that stuff happens, it's like a switch turns. It's like, okay, sorry, chat, everybody, you're gonna have to calm down for 2 seconds here. I might miss something here, and we just want to tear them. We just wreck them.
It's
right?
6-0.
So, and as I say that, my headset turned off. Just like 2 seconds here.
Oh, no worries. Let me know when you can hear me.
I can't hear you, but I can still talk.
Yeah. Let me know when you can hear me again. There
we go.
Okay.
I have my Asteroid 40s that go through my PlayStation.
Yeah.
So that I can capture it, but it also comes through for PC audio. But my console's been sitting there so long, not doing anything.
Yeah,
that
it goes into rest mode. I used to have that problem until I just now take my USB and I just plug it into my computer when I have the podcast, because it's always
so much work.
I know, right, man?
So much work.
But you gotta do it. You gotta do it, man.
Yeah.
Like for me at
Yeah.
least, with like the podcast, like every single episode I was having to do it. And I was like, this is not okay. And then it also adds another 10 minutes of editing into the actual like workflow on the back end. So
yeah,
it's worth
I mean, at that point in time, I might
minutes.
just buy a second headset and just be like,
Dude, I have one, but I'm just too lazy to go out in the garage and get it.
wow. I mean, if you did it one time, you could save yourself like 30 seconds every time you do a podcast.
Very true. But
Yeah.
I'm too lazy, bro.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, I got. I feel you. I feel you.
The garage is scary, man. It's a scary place.
Yo, there's spiders in there, man.
Dude, spiders. Like I've heard some things that I just can't. I can't.
Well, you haven't played Outlast
point.
1, but I mean, maybe
Oh,
Chris
no.
is hiding in there.
I don't know, man. But how did you get into gaming to begin with? Like, what was your kind of childhood like? You said you were a little fatty kid.
Yeah, I was actually like super athletic though. Like I played a lot of sports. Like I really didn't play video games until I hit my late teens.
Okay.
Actually probably early 20s. Like pretty much when I started playing Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Growing up, I was always into sports. Like I played rep baseball, I played soccer, I played you name it. Going through high school, I was on the varsity football team. I was on the city. I played for the city's football
Were you
team as
always
well.
like thicker, or did you?
I was always stocky. When I
Okay.
hit high school, I kind of built up a little bit because I was in the gym about almost 6 hours a day.
Yeah.
I went off to university for football. I almost went off and played in the States. I had 13 scholarship offers there, but I tore my ACL,
Rough, man.
so lost my scholarship offers. But I was super athletic growing up. I didn't really play very many video games. I really don't know what the turning point for me to get into video games was, but I think it just was kind of like a light hobby. Like I remember hanging out with my friends, and we'd all spend the night at somebody's house, and we'd go down to the basement, and we had the N64 plugged in, and we play like Conker's Bad Fur Day for like 7-8 hours
That's
all
a
night long.
raunchy game, man. That's a good
That
game
is,
right there.
but we used to play that all the time. Or GoldenEye 007.
Oh yeah.
Like everybody's got those 4 controllers plugged into the console, playing on this little box.
Everybody's screen surfing.
Stop screen! You killed me because you're screen peeking, man. Dude, it's like an inch away from my screen.
Yeah, it's in my peripherals,
No?
bro.
Yeah, I saw you walk up behind me because it's like right there. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So you got
Did you
into
ever have
games kind of through the N64, then you would say.
Yeah, I think that was kind of the big thing. Like that was our hangout time with me and my buddies when we were growing up. So like first person shooters again, kind of thing. 007 and Conkers were kind of our jams. So
Sure.
after that, I think it was like I said, around early 20s when I really kind of got into gaming.
Yeah. So early 20s for you was Modern Warfare?
Give or take.
Dude. Insane. I think I was 12 when I started playing Modern Warfare.
Well, 33 now, and I think that came out in 2002, 2003.
Yeah. About
So
10
16 years ago. Yeah, I was
13
18.
years ago.
18.
Yeah.
I was about 18.
Yeah, dude, I remember that was a time to be alive though. Like, did you have it on the 360?
I was a PlayStation. Okay, so I had both PS3 and 360,
Okay.
but I was more a PS3 fan.
Okay. I just remember like the 360 days when like the 360 was the console to be on, you know?
Oh, it was.
And
was.
I loved how everybody and their mother had a headset and everybody would talk inside the game chat. You know?
The always on headset kind of situation. Yeah.
Yeah, no matter what. And it was great because you got to meet so many people. You also learned if you could survive the Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 days inside of those lobbies, you can survive anything, man.
Let's go.
Anything, man. And I was like a 12-year-old kid playing Modern Warfare 2 because that came out, I think, like 2009. 2007 was Modern Warfare, I believe, the original. And yeah, dude, I was a little squeaky kid, you know, just playing the game, but I was good. You know, I wasn't good initially. Modern Warfare 2, I started to get good in Search and Destroy. I was in a trick shot and everything, and it was hilarious, man. I wish I had like a capture card back then to hear my voice.
MW2 intervention, man.
Oh my god. With a sleight of hand pro, get off me.
360 no scope YY cancel. Let's go.
No, silent shot too. Silent shot. So you get that little throwing knife, so you get the shink.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, there was nothing like it. I remember those
were the days, man.
Getting the nuke. That was the first time the nuke was introduced. There were
I remember running around with the MP7, that overpowered little SMG that could laser beam people across the map.
Yeah, I like the ump. The ump was my
ump was good too.
Number one.
Yeah.
And then we had like the FAMAS. You had like all that stuff, man.
Yeah.
Oh.
Model 1887s.
Dude, until they got nerfed. But yeah,
Akimbo 1887s. Let's go.
yeah,
man.
you could shoot someone across the map and two pump them, essentially one pump because you had them akimboed, you know?
Yeah,
It
just
was
double tap 'em. Just left trigger, right trigger, boom,
it
done.
was nasty, man. Those are some of the best times though that I had. Like I remember like some of my friends, I've always been like drawn to like the older crowd just from my like kind of personality. I don't necessarily associate or relate to people my age. So I was already playing like when I was 12, I was playing with like 20-year-olds, you know?
Yeah.
And I made some of like the best friends. I don't talk to them anymore. I just kind of fell out of touch with them, you know. But I remember like loving like hopping on playing those games. I remember I would like make up excuses why I couldn't go to school that day, so then I could just continue to grind like Modern Warfare lobbies. It was so bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, those are the days, man. Those were the days. Like, and they carried on for a few years. But if you really think about it, now everybody complains about like weapon balancing and so on and so forth, and how guns are broken and how guns are unfair and stuff like that. But back in the day, man, NW2 had the most broken weapons, broken guns of any game I've ever played. But everybody loved it.
But you know why everybody loved it is because they said no, we're not going to change things. You
Yeah.
know, this is the game. Figure it out. You know,
Yeah.
and everybody figured it out. You know, of course you had your overpowered weapons, but everybody knew that. You know, and you just had to learn to adapt. Now it's so different because there's like the pro league that is so much more present inside of like the ecosystem, and so they have to adjust things. And
Yeah,
so
you can't
that
leave broken
filters
weapons for the pro league.
Exactly. But back then, dude, they were in the infancy of like Call of Duty like pros, and so the pro scene was definitely in its infancy, and so they just kind of was like, here's the game, figure it out. You know,
Yeah.
and I loved that. Like the M16 was so overpowered in Modern Warfare. It was insane.
The stopping power pro. Let's go.
Like forget about it. And then you had like the Modern Warfare, the one-man army, noob tube, danger close, you know, where it was just like across the map. You know, you could get an AC-130 real quick on Wasteland, and the next thing you know, free nuke, you know?
Yeah. Oh yeah, back then, kill chain technically existed on everything. Like everything stacked. Your kill streaks got you more kill streaks.
Yeah.
So it was like you ran Predator, Missile, Harrier, and like Chopper Gunner or something like that, or whatever. Something along those lines.
I would personally go Harrier, Pavlo, and then I would go into the AC-1. No, Chopper Gunner. Chopper Gunner for me was like the number one. I did not like the AC-130, but oh, dude, those were the days.
Yeah.
And then you played all the way through, you said, till Advanced Warfare. That was the same with me. I stopped. I played, I think, like 30 minutes of Advanced Warfare. Stopped. Didn't play it at all. Couldn't get my head around Black Ops 3 either at the start.
I'm kind of in the same boat. The advanced movements really messed me up. I didn't like them. Maybe it's because I was getting older and my reaction times were a little slower or something. I don't know what it was. But Advanced Warfare, I tried to grind it out, man. Like, I hit, like, whatever the prestige thing was the first time, and then I just couldn't pick it up anymore. Like when they started introducing all the variants and stuff like that with like the BAL, whatever the heck it was, or the ASM speakeasy.
Okay.
It was just they were so overpowered unless you got lucky and got them out of a supply drop.
Yeah.
You didn't stand a chance. Factor. Yeah, it became so pay to win combined with the advanced movement. I was like, I'm done. And then BO3, a lot of people seem to love it. I don't know. It wasn't my thing.
Yeah. For Black Ops 3, I remember getting it at the midnight release. I think it was the last midnight release that I did because then they went into like the digital copies where you could just download it and play it at midnight. Yep. So there was no point. But I remember hating it at first, going away, not playing it. I went to go work on a private yacht in the Bahamas, which was a great experience. So I stopped playing video games entirely. Then I remember I came home for Christmas, and it was Infinite Warfare came out. Okay. And Modern Warfare Remastered came with Infinite Warfare.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, that was my game growing up. So I flew home. I went, like, stay with my mom. We all went up to a cabin. I brought my whole setup with me and, like, had the worst internet, but, like, I paid, like, $100 to get internet for the weekend there so I could play Call of Duty, you know? And played it and loved it again, you know?
Yeah.
2 months later, or not even 2 months later, a month later, I quit my job for various reasons, but Call of Duty was also one of them. On the boat, came home, and then like fell in love with like gaming again, you know? And it was I don't think I've gone back since. I've had like girlfriends and things like that have like taken me out of it for a month or two, but I always come back. You know,
Yeah.
haven't had that happen in about a year now. Thank God. I'm like not even in the realm of possibility of taking a break for a girl anymore. I'm like too headstrong on.
No, you gotta
focusing.
find a girl who embraces it too, man.
I need to find a
one who
gamer
loves it.
girl, bro. I need to find me a
So,
gamer
yeah.
girl. One that will like be like,
yeah.
hey babe, you want to play some Call of Duty tonight? I'm like, hell yeah, babe, let's do it. Date night.
Yeah. Exactly. That's it, man.
Right, but no, man, like it's cool that I feel like everybody kind of has like that's played Call of Duty since day one has had those like moments where they've taken like a year or two off from because I think there was a period where Call of Duty just kind of lost touch with what Call of Duty like stood for, you know, and what it represented.
I think you're right. I think everybody they kept trying to do something new and innovative and like, you know, something that nobody else had done, and it just kind of wasn't on the pulse of the community anymore.
Yeah.
It became too much about microtransactions and big showmanship and so on and so forth, and they lost that pulse. Exactly. They lost the flair for what people wanted, right? People were, you know, they were screaming for boots on the ground again, but then they came out with I mean I know it was already in the works, but then Infinite Warfare came out.
Yeah.
And then they were like, well, let's just try to bolster sales by throwing in microtransactions left, right, and center. I mean, people got tired of it. And we're kind of going back to it now where they're getting rid of the microtransaction and kind of trying to give us back what they want with MW. But I think they went too far with MW as well, too. They went so far into the, like, we want it to be realistic that it's like.
It lost the Call of Duty touch.
Yeah. It feels like a cross between like Rainbow Six and Battlefield.
I completely agree. 100%.
So
I feel like the decisions are based, like whatever game we get is practically based on a year and a half prior decisions or decision making. You know?
100%, yeah.
So I feel like hopefully Treyarch, who's doing the 2020 release, has a good grasp, and I don't know if Vonderhaar's still with them because I know that there was some stuff going on there. I think he is though, but I really hope they do it right, you know, and they really listen to the community. I would love if you could just put in Black Ops 2 and like even just keep the maps, you know, and keep like that time to kill, keep like that pace. I think that would be perfect.
Basically what you want is them just to basically remake Black Ops 2 and be like, here you go, here's your new Call of Duty.
Yeah, I would be.
I'm totally down for that.
I think the whole community would totally be down for that.
Yeah.
You know, and be like, sorry guys, we're not going to do updates. We're not going to do anything else. Here's a battle royale with the same playstyle as Black Ops 2. Have some fun. You know, I think that would be absolutely amazing. Or what I would really like to see is Activision and Treyarch go into a battle royale together, and you mesh Modern Warfare and Blackout, and you take the best maps of across all Call of Duties, you put that into one big battle royale, and you interchange kind of some of the mechanics. So you have like the long or higher time to kill from like, let's say the Black Ops, you know, but then you put a little bit more of the movement realism inside from the Modern Warfare aspect. And then you have a great game, in my opinion, that you don't even need to do too much to because you already have the maps. You just have to put them in and obviously design them for the new engine. But you have a great structure. And if they team up, I think they'd make way more money than just doing a battle royale every other year, you know?
Yeah, I think what they need to do is they need to make a Apex Fortnite style battle royale that is just a standalone battle royale.
Yeah.
Have like I'm even thinking in my opinion I think even like a company like Ravensoft should take over the battle royale. Okay, they did a fantastic job with MW Remastered. They should take over the battle royale aspect and just become the battle royale developer. Have one launch of the game and keep updating it like seasons like Apex does or like Fortnite does.
And then just open the rights up too though, you know? Open the rights up so that you can get the Black Ops and the Modern Warfare. That'd be amazing.
Exactly. I mean, Activision owns the rights to it, but I mean, I know there's some other legal stuff when it comes to Treyarch versus Infinity Ward versus Sledgehammer and so on and so forth. But I mean, I'm pretty sure Activision could probably pull some strings and be like,
well, they kind of did it. They kind of did it with Blackout when they had Captain Price as a character right when Modern Warfare released. So it's possible. It is feasible. It's just the greed.
Exactly.
You know.
So It'd be interesting. It'd be interesting to see something more along those lines because I even with Modern Warfare as it stands right now, like there's a lot of people who have grievances about the game itself, about the weapons, about the movement. Like I find personally the movement in Modern Warfare, as much as you were talking about like combining that Modern Warfare or the MW style movement speed into or movement into things, I actually dislike the MW movement in the new game.
No, I'm talking like Modern Warfare 2 movement. You know,
but I don't know how that would translate to a more fast-paced game though. Because I mean, if we're talking like a battle royale, like you got a bigger map, you got to be able to move a little faster. Like BO4, I think did the movement pretty well.
Yeah, I agree.
For Blackout specifically, the pace was decent, the movement was good, the slides felt a good distance or a good length, and so on and so forth. It didn't feel like you zip around the map, but you could if you really tried. I mean, I'm sure you've seen some people who play Blackout who stream it that have this ability to just move at like the pace of freaking lightning sometimes.
Yeah, no, I got
whether it be between run, jump, slides, and grapples, and so on and so forth. I think they did the movement well. MW, I think if you took any of the MWs, even MW2, and you put that movement speed into like a big map like Blackout, I think you'd feel like it was sluggish. I think you'd feel slow. I think. Yeah. I don't know. I can't say for sure, but I think you'd feel slow. Because in MW as it stands right now, even on small maps, I mean, it feels like you're just walking around.
I don't like the fact of the super sprint. I will admit that. I am not a fan of that whatsoever because I feel like you could just get caught out way too much by super sprinting. And I stopped super sprinting altogether, you know, when I did play Modern Warfare because it wasn't for me. I felt myself getting killed too many times.
I'll do it off the spawn and that'll be about it.
Yeah, exactly. But that's about it. When you're trying to get from point A to point B, while there's somebody that could potentially be shooting at you,
well, it makes no sense because it cuts all your times in half. So like your sprint out time and your sprint to fire time is like cut in half, or sorry, doubled, I should say, from what it normally is. So if you're doing a normal run and then you go to fire your gun, it's about 250 milliseconds, give or take, from the time where you are running to the moment where the bullet comes out of your gun.
Yeah.
When you're super sprinting, it's like 480 milliseconds, give or take.
I don't know, man. I just know that I think even with let's just say all the mechanics of Modern Warfare are going into the Battle Royale, which I don't think is a far stretch to say that it would be, I think I'm still going to really enjoy it because the biggest beef that I have with Modern Warfare's multiplayer is they gave so many different options and areas for people to kill you at. You know, they went away from the 3-lane phase or the 3-lane maps, which you knew like where the position the choke points were. Now they have so many more different choke points where you're looking one direction, there could be 3 other spots where people could take you down at, you know?
Yeah, and on top of it too, like they tried to make the map, I think, in my opinion, they tried to make them a little more vertical, which is fine, except that they also introduced like 27 windows in an alleyway.
Exactly. That's exactly what it is.
So you walk into this alleyway, and it's nice that there's a window up there that somebody could potentially be in, but it sucks that there's 7 more over there and 3 more over there and 1 more behind you, and it's like I walk out into the middle of a road and I'm checking 7 windows and then I'm shot from behind because
too much information
and everything else.
Yeah,
it's too much. It's too much.
100%. But I feel like with the Battle Royale, you're gonna have armor set in place. You know, the time to kill is definitely gonna be higher. You know, so I would hope and I would foresee that the time to kill is going to be a lot higher to where you can react, get behind cover, and then reassess the situation. You know?
Yeah.
If you can do that, I don't care how, like the Battle Royale, I think I'm going to really enjoy it. You know?
I'm looking forward to it. I want to see what it is. I want to see how it plays, how it comes out, what is it going to be.
Yeah.
And that's like, I'm going to try it 100%. Like as soon as it comes out, I'm going to be on it the first day. I'm going to grind it out.
Oh, dude, 100%. I hope it doesn't come out this weekend. I'm going to be completely honest because I'm at a swim meet this whole weekend all the way through like Monday. So I won't be able to really grind it until Tuesday. So I'm like hoping it comes out on Tuesday and not tomorrow.
Well, selfish me then hopes it comes out this weekend so that I can get ahead of it. And then if I actually meet up with you in a game next time, I don't get clapped so hard.
I don't know, man. I'm gonna be grinding that game hard, man. I'm gonna be grinding that game so hard. Like I've
already got over 6 days played on MW.
Yeah, that's insane. Yeah. I don't think I have that much. I don't have anywhere near that. I played, I think, for like 3 days straight on it. Couldn't get my head around it. And now I only play gunfight.
Yeah, I've done mostly gunfight, but I've got over 6 days played on that. I think I've close to 20 days played on Black Ops 4.
Yeah, that's insane, man. All right, well, to kind of wrap this up, man, because we typically go about an hour or 5 minutes past. I want to talk about that Good Mythical Morning hat that you have right there because I did see it. I've been waiting to talk about it.
All right.
You were the first person that I have actually known to have represented Good Mythical Morning. For those who don't know, Rhett
Let's
and
talk
Link.
about that.
Let's talk about that. I love it. For those that don't know, Rhett and Link are the OGs of, I would almost say, like, kind of, I wouldn't say podcasting, but like having like a YouTube show.
YouTube talk show, yeah.
Yeah, like a talk show. They do some great stuff. How long have you been watching them for?
God, almost since the beginning. I kind of got into them a little late, like maybe like 6 or 7 months after they first started making videos.
Sure.
But since then, I kind of just, some of the stuff they do is hilarious and cracks you up and like crazy. Like, I mean, ordering like a little while ago, they ordered like should they bring it back kind of thing. They did that whole like, should they bring back the snack food? And they ordered stuff that was like discontinued in 1978. They freaking ate stuff on camera. I'm like, what are you guys doing? But it was hilarious.
Yeah, I love their like science experiments that they do and things like that. That like we're just gonna go so wrong, but it's good comedy.
We left Rhett's glasses in bleach for a month. What happened?
Let's put them on.
Let's find out.
Tune in next week.
They burn a little bit.
Yeah. No, I love like they also have like some of my favorite bits from them are when they're like their taste test. So they'll do like. Does it work?
Will it burrito?
Yeah, will it burrito or things like that, or like will it toast? And they put like different items in a toaster, and it's good stuff, man. So I saw that, I was like, good. I was like, I've seen that logo before. I was like, that's Good Mythical Morning.
Yeah, it is.
I went on like I think like there's a year period, I think like 3 years ago, where I would watch every single video that they had every single day, and then how like YouTube goes, you kind of fall out, and next thing you know, you're no longer watching them. It's not that you don't want to, it's just how the algorithm works or whatnot. You start searching up how to redo cabinets, and the next thing you know, that's your whole feed.
Yeah, it's everything that's on your feed. Like you search one video, and all of a sudden it's like everything you're interested in for the next like 6 months is that. It's like, what the heck just happened?
Exactly. Insane, man. Well, dude, thanks for coming on to the podcast, bro. This is a good conversation.
Man. Yeah, I mean, yeah, absolutely. I had a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's fun. I love this podcast because I feel like I've just met so many different people that I would have otherwise not known, Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, like I said, if we hadn't really sat here and chatted this time, I mean, who knows when the next time we would have gotten to actually have a serious conversation or, chat about it.
If we would have ever. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
It's crazy, man. Well, is there anything else you want to ask me or want to tell the audience or anything like that?
Well, I have one question for you. You touched on a little while ago. We talked about getting a gaming girlfriend, right? Sure. I got a serious question for you. What would you do if your girlfriend was better at the game than you?
I would love her and put a ring on it immediately. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. Like I want to play with people that are better than me all the time.
Isn't it crazy though? Like to think, you're kind of like, that's mine. Fuck yeah. Let's go.
I would boast from the rooftops, man. Like from the rooftops. And I would be like, teach me your ways. I'll sit back. I'm not too proud. I want to know how to get better.
I'm glad you said that. Cause like, I mean, I've talked to some other people who are like, man, my girl can't be better at a game than me. My girl can't, no, can't happen. I'm the best. It's like, calm down if you.
Yeah. Dude, no, 100%. I would love that. I just want a girl that would like play video games with me in general. That's phase one.
It's phase one. I mean, yeah, we gotta focus on phase one.
Yeah,
but
right.
You gotta plan for phase two.
If she likes Fortnite and she plays it religiously, that's okay with me. I'm not a big fan. I hate Fortnite, but I'm like, okay, you know what? There's potential here.
Yeah.
We could kind of caress this a little bit. We could kind of feed into it, and then I can kind of slowly bring her to the first-person shooter world, and then slowly bring her into the Call of Duty world, and then boom, hook, line, sinker, she's in.
Exactly. You got it.
There's opportunity there. But if there's a girl that's like, oh yeah, I play video games, and she plays like Wii Sports, get off me. You ain't getting my biscuit. It's not happening. It's not happening. Or Mario Kart doesn't count.
No. I mean, wait a minute. Mario Kart's fun to play.
Oh no, it's fun to play, but it doesn't mean that you're a gamer.
You're not a gamer,
right? You're not a gamer.
That's like no. I feel like almost anything played on the Switch is not a game.
Indubitably. Yeah. Well, dude, thanks for coming on. Again, absolutely appreciate it. For those that are listening up until this point, you guys are the real MVP. I will have all of CDNLimes, also known as Canadian Limes, Links down in the description below, guys. Make sure to go give him a nice fat follow. He is a really cool dude, and I'm excited to see what he accomplishes for 2020. But guys, that's going to be it. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I will see you guys in the next episode. I hope you guys all have a great rest of your day. Have a good one.